Yes, so there was a fight involving two juvenile females inside. Our suspect more or less broke up the fight, and he grabbed one of the females and he brought out what we feel like was a gun. We can't confirm through security footage yet, but it looks like a gun was taken from his waistband. From there, a student yelled, "Gun, gun, gun." One of the security coordinators overheard that, and they put a lockdown procedure on the school, which is a safety precaution. From there, one of the school officials, one of the security officials, found the juvenile suspect who had the gun running through one of the halls. He then found that person running down from the hall down to the stairs, grabbed them, and tackled them to the ground. Immediately after tackling them to the ground, one of our SROs who's stationed at this high school was running to the scene, found them, and put that person into custody. A gun was located on the juvenile. It was a .40 caliber gun. It was not stolen, and that's what we have so far.
So he was breaking up a fight with two females when he pulled the gun out?
Yes, that's what it sounds like. So it was involving two female juveniles. One of the female juveniles was his girlfriend.
I see, we're at Overland High, but then we saw Cherokee Pathways at Overland. Are those two different schools? Which school did it happen?
So it happened at Overland High School.
At Overland High School.
Yes.
Thank you so much. How did the kids handle the response?
So going into lockdown is obviously very stressful for everyone, including staff. So we try to get them, once they go on lockdown, once we've deemed it safe, we try to transition to something that's less intrusive to the students and staff. So once we deemed that the situation was safe, we coordinated with the security coordinators and staff, and then we transitioned to what we call hold.
That 17-year-old was taken into custody. What kind of charges may he be facing?
So this is still an active investigation. We're still going through various charges, but I can tell you that he was in possession of a pistol on school grounds.
Any idea why he brought that gun to school, and has he had a history in the past?
So I don't want to speculate at this time. Like I said, it's still an ongoing investigation, so we're still working through that avenue.
Do we know if the student has had any kind of history of violence within the school? Or?
That I don't know as far as his exact history goes.
Did we find anything else on him, like any other kind of weapons on him, his bag, his locker?
Just the gun.
And he was a student at this school. Just talk about the scenario. We often hear about these situations in which a weapon is brought onto school, and unfortunately, more often than not, it's a really difficult outcome. Talk about this situation.
You never want this outcome. You want the outcome to be safe. There's no injuries, no injuries to staff, especially no injuries to the students. You never want to encounter something like this. It's scary for everyone. Well, the good news is that we did get a gun out of the school. We did get a gun off a juvenile who should not have a gun. So I'd be lying if saying it wasn't a stressful situation for the staff. It wasn't a stressful situation for the school. They train regularly for active incidents like this. And so hats off to the security coordinator for finding this person, locating him, and hats off to our SRO officer who was on the spot as well, able to safely apprehend him and get a gun off of him.
I know this is a weird thing to say. Is this best case scenario in a situation like this?
Well, you never. It's kind of a catch-22, right? Because you never want a gun on school. You never want a juvenile to have a gun either. But the totality of it, I think it's a best case scenario. Nobody's injured. The school followed the safety protocols in a wonderful way, I thought. And like I said, we got a gun out of the school, and he's now in custody.
How quickly was that SRO able to grab that suspect in between from when the gun was initially shown?
So it was very fluid. It was very quick. He was trying to find the student as well, and they happened to meet in the hall right after the security coordinator tackled him to the ground. So as the juvenile was on the ground, they're trying to secure his arms. Our SRO officer who's stationed here was able to quickly get in there, get him into custody, and then take the gun off him.
Seconds, a couple minutes, what do you think?
I would say within seconds. Yep. Yeah. So, yeah. No, hats off to APD and the Cherry Creek School District. So they did a wonderful job.
And no bullets fired, nothing of that?
None. Yep.
And you said no additional weapons, right?
No additional weapons, correct.
Austin, anything I'm missing?
I know you can't really talk about this from the school administration side, but
yeah.
Aurora Police kind of allowed them to reopen. Do you think that security's gone or threat's gone, there's no reason.
So-
not to have school today?
Yeah, so there's no active threat. Suspect is in custody. Suspect is no longer at the school, and like I said, the gun's located on the suspect. So as far as an active threat, there is none. School, once they go through their kind of safety debrief, I would imagine school will continue as normal. Obviously, going into lockdown, something like this, it's very stressful for everyone, right? And it hinders education, unfortunately. So with that, as they transition from a lockdown, which is their a safety protocol, they'll go down to a hold, and at that point they can resume education. And then from a hold, I would imagine they're going to transition just to no safety precaution, then school can resume as normal.
I assume it's because like the threat is over, so classes can resume.
Yes, yep. I've not got any news that school is going to be canceled. Obviously, that's a question they'll have to answer. But as you can see, it's business as usual now.
Any message you have out there to parents that are going to be watching this today?
APD did exactly what they're supposed to do. School did exactly what they're supposed to do, and tremendous bravery to physically find someone and stop them from, stop them inside the school. So especially when there's a gun involved, everyone's on high alert, and a soft target like a school, it's a very serious thing for us. So
Has this SRO been at the school for a while?
yes, yep.
Like how long do you know?
So our SRO's kind of transitioned to different schools. I would need to see exactly how long he's been here, but he's a veteran officer. He's been a part of several different units that he's contributed to. SRO is his most recent one, and he's been here for a couple years now. You're welcome.
Officers kind of back on duty.
Yep. No injuries. No injuries to the suspect. No injuries to staff or the officer.
Thank you so much. I
You're welcome.
appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem at all.